Hey, you.
Meow, 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 meow.
Good morning, Janine. You got something to say to Janine? No? You're a horrible co-host. You know that? Good morning, Bob. Hi, Scott. Here we are again.
Meow.
How's everybody doing today? Yeah, the yard looks pretty messy right now. What with everything kind of in standby mode. What often happens around this time of year, everything kind of turns brown. I'm going to have to basically replace just about everything in the front yard again this spring because, with exception of one of the holly plants, which I'm looking at out the front window right now, everything else seemed to die. It's a temporary new pair right now. I just basically went and bought a pair of over-the-counter glasses, and they're all right. But when I get really close, they get a little blurry. So I actually did go out and get a new prescription set. I did that yesterday, so it'll be, maybe next week, definitely the week after, you'll see the new ones. These are just a cheap pair of glasses I got at CVS. It cost about $25 or something like that. They actually do pretty good at moderate distance. I'm actually doing better, like seeing things. Well, that's just a little out of range right now, but um, yeah, that's pretty good right there. But I was noticing the other day at work that when I was like really close, like using my cell phone or something like that at this distance, um, things started getting blurry again. So I kind of made the decision that I need to just get a new prescription set. Just got 6 inches of snow. They're predicting maybe some rain and ice like Tuesday and Wednesday. So no, I wasn't able to fix the glasses. I had to replace them. This is just a set of over-the-counter ones I got at CVS, but they didn't work out too well. I mean, they're working okay. I can read pretty well. Last week, with my regular glasses, I kind of have to be at this distance to read. But now, when I'm looking at it, it's a little blurry. I'm actually having to have things back about here in order to see clearly. So, uh, it was worth a try, and I'll probably keep these and just leave them over there by the computer because that's almost a perfect distance for the computer. Yeah, you like these? Yeah, these are all right. I don't really. The only problem is, a lot of times, especially at work, I'm like reading stuff that's like this far away. And I don't know if you can see that, judge distance on the screen, but that's about 12 inches for my eyes. And at that distance, especially if it's a little dark, where sometimes it is, um, it can be a little hard to see. Pancakes and eggs, that sounds good. Actually, I went to a farmer's market yesterday and bought some blackberry pancake syrup, so I'm looking forward to trying that. You'll see that video in, I don't know, a week or so. I got to do kind of simpler videos over the next couple of weeks. If you watched my vlog for a while, you know that from time to time my company does what they call a maintenance interval or maintenance cycle, where they shut down the facility for a period of time to do work on the machines. And we're into one of those maintenance cycles now. Got some of the windows open and the heater's on. Hang on a second, I want to turn the heater off. No sense making making a bunch of heat and having it go out of the house here. I prefer it being a little cooler in here when I'm doing a live stream. I usually have the ceiling fan on, and I got some windows open because we're maybe going to get some rain, and I like the sound of rain when I'm doing a live stream. But I forgot to turn the heater off. Kind of creates a conflict when you get the windows open and the heater on. There it goes. There it goes. It's turning off now. Sometimes takes it a minute or so to turn off. Yeah, there is a Sam's in town, but I'm not a member of Sam's. I was a Costco person, and the nearest Costco is like in Round Rock, which is like almost 100 miles from here. So I don't really go anymore. Used to like Costco though. It's funny, you think with a town the size of Waco that they'd have a Costco. I guess there was one here once and they closed it, which is too bad. But yeah, I got to go back to work tomorrow, but it's only 8-hour days, so it isn't that bad, which means, I'll be able to do some videos when I get home, but it'll kind of be simpler ones, ones that I can do kind of quick because, usually I'll do a more complicated video when I have a whole day off, but yeah, I used to love going to Costco.
Meow.
That's right, come up and visit. They like to see you even though you're a horrible co-host. Yeah, that's what it really is. It's feed me or brush me. Oops, lost it. I see he loves the brush. Good morning, Gene. How you doing? Oh, mom's doing good. I got the typical weather report. It's maybe more rain coming in today. I don't know. Let's actually see what it says. See if there is actually any rain coming in. We're supposed to maybe get some rain, but I'm not seeing it right now. Let's see what California looks like. Yeah, there's some rain north of my mom kind of swirling around, but it is sort of moving. It's moving kind of southwest, so I'm not sure if they'll get a whole bunch of that. Maybe not. She keeps saying though she's glad she's up on a hill. If YouTube make changes, you can always see your comments. Anybody else experiencing that? I mean, I'm seeing everyone's comments, but that would sort of be the point. It wouldn't do me any good to not see everyone else's comments because then I couldn't talk to you. Yeah, it must be just something on your end, Scott. Nobody else seems to be having. Maybe try stopping the live stream and start it up again, see if that fixes it. Sometimes that happens. You get some little glitch in there when you launch it and it doesn't do things right. And now we got Mike staring at the couch. Probably the last thing I should be doing is telling people to stop watching the live stream, but I want you to be able to participate. And part of participating is being able to talk to each other. That's probably, yeah, that's a good part of what goes on here, is you'll get people that are, communicating with each other, responding to each other's comments. So you're not getting the full experience if you're only seeing your own comments. If anything, you should not see your own comments. You should see everybody else's comments. But whatever. Yeah, refreshing this. Okay, Scott can see him now. That's good. I'm glad that fixed it. That's just sort of the obvious thing to try when you run into something weird like that. Just start it over again. All right, a little lag in the conversation, about 14 minutes. So there was probably an ad there when you watch this on playback. That's where I try and put them. Because I don't know about you, but I hate it when I do when I'm watching something and right in the middle of a sentence they cut for an ad. You'd think YouTube would be able to do something better with that. Yeah, we had some rain a few days ago. We got about an inch of it, which was really nice. And it was supposed to start raining about midnight last night. It was sprinkling a little bit when I got up this morning, but it looks like we're missing most of it here. Let's see. Something that moved it. I'm looking at Canada here, so Yeah, if you look at it, I'm that little blue dot right there in the middle. Let's see if I can't even see the blue dot. So, but you can see it's just going right past me. So I don't know. Did I hear about fake nurses? No, I didn't hear about that. We're supposed to get some rain. It's basically supposed to rain all week this week, so that's good. I like it when that happens. Maybe some freezing rain on like Tuesday and Wednesday. They're saying so. We'll see what happens. I was looking at the weather like a week ago, and they were predicting the possibility of snow one morning, like I think Wednesday morning, but that only lasted for a day. But I don't know. The weather seems to evolve. From day to day. Something they say one day, then it doesn't happen. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to work every week, every day this week, though, because we're on maintenance cycle, but it's only 8-hour days. So it shouldn't be that bad. Lance Kerwin. I remember, was that Salem's Lot? There was a Salem's Lot TV show and there was a Salem's Lot movie. I remember seeing the movie. You're saying he's a TV actor, so I'm guessing it was the TV show. Yeah, I never watched a TV show. Oh, boy, I slept like 9 or 11 hours last night. And I'm still tired. Sometimes I wish caffeine worked for me. Salem's Lot, the movie, I think, was about werewolves, wasn't it? I assume that's what the TV show was too. Was vampires? Was it vampires? Okay. I thought it was about werewolves. I think I've got it on DVD. It was like a Stephen King box set that had like Salem's Lot and Graveyard Shift and what was another one? It wasn't Carrie because I've got that too, but what was the other one? The Dead Zone. That was a good movie. Anybody ever see the Dead Zone? Yeah, I sent Jordan a text. I haven't heard anything about Will since then. I've met Will a couple times because at the time Jordan was heavily into baseball. That was where he met Will and Will's son Deuce. And yeah, I met him a couple times. Will was a great guy. Well, I'm not going to say was, is a great guy. He's a great father. But I haven't heard anything lately on it. I don't know. I guess Jordan did a live stream last night. I think I saw something about that. Maybe he commented on that, but I didn't see it until afterwards. Jordan has a tendency not to put his up afterwards, so I don't know. That's scary how fast something like that can happen. Yeah, Jordan did a vlog middle of last week where he talked about how he was flying to the state that Will lives in to kind of be there because I guess his friend Will um, had been sick for a while and just couldn't keep food down, and he went to the hospital. I guess they X-rayed him, and he had some sort of a blood clot in his intestine. And while they were doing that, they discovered he had like what stage 2 cancer or something like that. And so they basically said to him, if you don't do something about this right now, you're going to be dead in 2 weeks. And so he tried to, I guess, get a doctor, and the hospital recommended a doctor, but the doctor wouldn't see him, and so he went back to the hospital and put him on radical chemo. And I don't know. We're going to see what happens. But yeah, there was a vlog a few days ago. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Jordan the Lion. Yeah, I guess he put it up 4 days ago. It's called A Sad One. I have an emergency, and it's him going to the hospital to be with. I guess he did leave the live stream up though, because I see that. So I'm sure he probably took questions on the subject. But yeah, keep the prayers going for Will because Will's a great guy. He's a great father, and I mean Deuce is a great kid. And I don't know, Deuce was like 4 or 5 when I knew him, and that was a few years ago. So he's probably at most 10 years old now. And I think um, that I don't know what the story of Deuce's mother is, but she's not in his life. She's either died or they got a divorce or something like that. So gotta be really concerned for Deuce too. He's a great kid. Condensation dripping all over my shirt here, so it looks like I'm drooling. I'm not. It's just condensation coming off the glass.
Now, now.
You almost didn't make it that time. You almost fell off, didn't you? I don't know. I don't know where Rhonda is today. I did the little get ready for the live stream thing that I do. So it's coming. And usually by the time the live stream starts, Rhonda's already here and already talking to everyone. So when I saw that nobody was there, there were no comments before I started. I figured, oh, Rhonda must be working today. That's what happens though when you're a good employee. You know, they call you all the time. I have no doubt that Rhonda is a good employee, even though she occasionally tells off the customers, apparently. Sometimes you just got to do that. I guess the Jordan's live stream started running, and basically there's video right now of Jaw kissing Jordan as he's doing the live stream. Yeah, that's the Jawster. You don't ever come and kiss me on the live stream, do you? No, you don't do that. You just come up here and mooch for treats. That's the only reason you come out here anyway, isn't it? Oops. That didn't work out right, did it? Almost a quarter of the way through. That's hard to believe. Just seems like we just started. Bite's already ignoring people. How rude. Yeah, you're rude. You're a rude kitty. Everybody's really quiet right now. Yeah, I had the last of the enchiladas for dinner last night. I went over to a farmer's market that's been happening in Waco every Saturday. I can never go because I'm always working on Saturdays, but I was off yesterday because of our maintenance cycle at work. So I decided to go check that out. Got some good stuff. You'll see that in an upcoming video. Got some more hot sauces for my collection. I'm going to need a bigger shelf. Why did I need all the dirt for the garden? Basically, I'd filled it up with leaf waste that I'd collected from the yard, but in order to become good soil, the leaf waste has to decompose, and as long as it's on the surface, it won't. So I wanted to bury it with dirt so that when the dirt got moist, the leaf waste would stay moist and would decompose faster. That'll turn into some really, really good soil before long. One of the things you got to deal with when you build a new planter or garden or something like that is the soil tends to settle over time. But I've been topping it off every year, and hopefully that'll get to the point where I don't have to worry about that as much anymore. Yeah, I think it was the stuff I get is relatively cheap. You get a lot for for a small amount of money. So I think all the soil, I think it was 20 bags total, and I think I probably got it for just about $100. So it wasn't really too bad. Using that trailer though, that comes in handy having that. I like having that trailer. It's nice being able to haul a lot of stuff home at once. I would have taken, at least 4 trips in the car. Hello, Tracy. I'm fine. How are you? Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Sometimes Rhonda posts on Facebook whether she's going to be at work or not, but she didn't do that today. So
Meow. Meow. Meow.
yeah, there he is. He's back. Just back for some attention. What's for lunch? I don't eat lunch. I've been on 2 meals a day for I don't know since I was in my 20s. Probably how I keep my girlish figure. It's not working that well though. I still got a little bit around the mid range there. Yeah, there's the bite. Ignoring us once again, finding the arm of the couch more exciting than the live stream. Yeah, apparently the Gene's comment there just triggered YouTube. Apparently, you're not allowed to talk about your boyish figure. Probably offensive to people who aren't boys. No, I think he did steak last week, so it might be something different this week. I think he went to Outback last week. He tends to go someplace different every week. Probably be popping on here anytime. We'll be able to ask him. Ugh, ugh. 11 hours of sleep last night, and it still wasn't enough. Went to bed about 10 and got up about 9 this morning. Of course, I was awakened about 4 a.m. It was thundering a little bit out there. Supposed to be getting some rain, but looks like it's kind of missing us here a little bit. It's going north of us. There's like a cell going south of us and a cell going north of us. And as usual, it's missing Waco altogether. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe the one that's going south of us, though, will kind of swoop up. Maybe we'll get a little rain before the end of this. Yeah, the enchiladas were good. And I finished them off last night for dinner. Also got some fresh tamales from farmer's market that they had in Waco yesterday. I visited. Yeah, I'm glad I got the train set up too, or figured out too. Gotta just keep building on it now. But I just needed time to figure it out. And honestly, kind of talking to you guys about it 2 weeks ago on the live stream, that was what really got the juices going. Because if you remember that one, I had one of the little track switchers here, and I was kind of showing you, how it worked, and that was where the problem was. And I told you at the time I was going to probably do a cooking vlog that day. And when I got off the live stream, all of a sudden I started thinking about it. It's like, well, let's try and figure this thing out. And so I ended up actually doing the train video that day, and then I made the enchiladas the next day.
Meow.
Have I ever tried chicken enchilada soup? Really tasty. No, I don't think I have. Sounds like it would be good though. I think if I were to try those chicken enchiladas again, I'd put more of the enchilada sauce in with the chicken to make it a little bit more juicy. That was really, it was, and I'd probably go with red enchilada sauce too instead of green enchilada sauce to give it a little bit more flavor. Probably could have mixed some hot sauce in with the enchilada sauce and goosed it up a bit. But yeah, it was really, really good. Used to have a recipe, but you're not sure where it is. I think I might have an enchilada soup recipe too. I think maybe my mom had one. I got all those great recipes from her a while back. And I've shared a few of my favorites with you. Well, we're glad that you took a little time out of your busy day to visit us, Tracy. It's always good to see you. I got a couple ideas for vlogs today. It can depend, I guess, on what the weather does. It's a little windy out there. I saw Brent moving in a kind of a weird way. Sometimes that happens because the squirrels get on it and the squirrels jump from tree to tree. But in this case, it might just be the wind. It's kind of windy out there right now. Hoping we get a little rain. Yeah, we're supposed to get some rain and maybe some ice this week. So it's been kind of in the 40s and 50s, 60s during the day, and then dipping into the low 30s at night. So have I gone to any concerts in Texas? Yeah, I went to see the Flaming Lips and Particle Kid at Willie Nelson's Ranch with Jordan a few months ago. That was a blast. That was really the only concert I've been to since I've been here. Willie has COVID. I was just reading that he's doing a 90th birthday concert at the ranch. So hope he's over by then. Windy and cold in Canton, huh? Yeah, well, that seems to happen sometimes in Ohio in the winter in January. You think he's better now? That's good. Willie's an interesting character. I mean, Willie's of an age right now where COVID can hit him real hard. Now, he's not exactly the demographic that that gets pounded by COVID. Usually it's people, older people with like underlying health issues, and weight is one of those issues. And one thing you can say about Willie, he's not a big fat guy. But if he's 90, that's where a lot of that's going. My favorite bands, I was into Nirvana for a long time. Um, I really like the Smashing Pumpkins. They're an amazing band. Billy Corgan is amazing. I was into kind of the grunge movement at the time in the 90s, and that was a big thing. Um, let's see, who else do I like? I like Jane's Addiction. Going backwards, I mean, I like Doors and Beatles, of course. I'm a huge Beatles fan. Hendrix. Let's see. I mean, I've got a few CDs. Most of the stuff that I listen to all the time though is has been converted to digital, so I can listen to it on my phone. Like gone to a county fair. I've been to some of the Waco fairs that they had. Haven't really been to a county fair per se, and no real amusement parks. There's a Six Flags in Dallas. I haven't been there. So no, haven't really hit any amusement parks. I think I kind of got burned out on the amusement park thing working at one, and not necessarily, you know, that eager to drive 100 miles to Dallas to do an amusement park. I might do that at some point. Yeah, there was a Texas State Fair, oh, 4 months or so ago, and I'll probably do that at some point. Obviously, it's over now, but yeah, I guess I heard that Billy Corgan played it, Lisa Marie Presley's service. Yeah, it really wasn't the people thing that was an issue. It's just you know working at one has kind of ruined it, I think, for me. I mean, there were a whole bunch of them in California because we had Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm and Universal Studios and SeaWorld. There was something called Marineland when I was a kid. That's not there anymore. Six Flags Magic Mountain was up there too. Axl Rose also played. Yeah, I guess all the stars came out. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either. Seeing how much of a fan Jordan is, basically of all the of all the Presleys, and also he's a huge fan of Billy Corgan and Axl Rose. So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. If I know any good motels or hotels in Southern California, no, not really, because I always just stayed at my house. Um, so I mean, there's some kind of cool ones if you're looking for something like you know that's maybe famous or something like that. There's a bunch of famous ones there, but I never stayed in any hotels there because, like I said, I was always just stay at home. It's too bad that you can't like go visit, Hollywood Boulevard because that's just all covered with homeless now. That place has just really gone downhill. It's one of the things I'm glad I escaped. I mean, we have a little bit of that down here, but you don't see homeless camps like you do in Los Angeles and all the major cities down there. All right, so the pancakes turned out good. Waiting on the eggs, huh? All right, might have to do some waffles or something in the next few days because I went to a farmer's market yesterday and got some really tasty blackberry syrup that I'm looking forward to trying. It's really sweet. I was talking to the guy who made it, and he said that the blueberries didn't survive the winter, but the blackberries did. He says he leaves them on the vine until they're almost a little overripe before he makes his syrup. And I mean, like I said, it was really good, really sweet. Oh man, eggs are horribly costly right now. There's all sorts of memes floating around the internet about someone saying, "Buy me something expensive," and so the guy buys her some eggs. No, I don't think I ever went to farmers markets in LA area. There was kind of a grocery store that kind of specialized in produce and stuff like that, fresh from local vendors, and I think that was the closest that we got. $5 a dozen. I saw worse than that. I think I was seeing like $9 or $10 for 18. There's a meme where the chicken is crossing the road wearing Prada and carrying a Gucci bag. Yeah, right. What? What?
Meow. Meow.
Meow. Yep, there he is. My co-host. And expensive sunglasses. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that is weird that regular eggs are more or have gone up more than organic. That's what happens when you're in a recession and when inflation is out of control.
Meow.
Is that your way of saying give me kitty treats? Yeah, I bet it is. 15 below and 3 feet of snow in Minnesota. Ooh, yeah, no, thank you. Gonna make you work for it, dude. You're just too lazy. Yeah, see, that's how you do it. You got to climb up on the couch. Now you figured it out. Yeah, they do sell chickens here. You can buy chickens, newly hatched chickens, and maybe do your own eggs. I was thinking about doing that maybe a year ago. My mom said, "No, you don't want to do that. Just buy them." now, now maybe I can just get some chickens and retire. Yeah, yeah, he doesn't have to work for much. I considered moving to East Texas, but kind of preferred, ended up liking Waco better. Central Texas, aka the heart of Texas. But I'm really glad I moved here. It was perfect timing too. Holy cow. The way California went downhill, the way Disneyland went downhill, I got out just in time. Timing couldn't have been better. I love it here. There's nothing I don't like about this place. I love the weather, I love the people, I love my job, love the house I found. Place does have other branches, but I'm not interested in leaving. Waco is my home now. I'm a Texan. Yes, it was, Scott. It was definitely perfect timing. Yeah, my mom was here on Christmas, so it wasn't that long ago that she was here. Yeah, it was an awesome choice. I mean, I had this kind of plan of how everything was going to work, and the plan just worked perfectly. I think the only thing that didn't go according to plan is I'd hoped I'd have a job within about 3 months. In reality, it took about 10. But I look at the jobs that I was really, really close on, and I don't think I would have been really happy there. I'm not sure I would have been happy at ABC TV, because one of the things I would have had to do is watch The View, and it's like, ugh, no, I couldn't do that. I like my brain cells just the way they are, and I don't want to be killing them. Cowboy hat and boots, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever be that Texan. You do see a fair amount of that around here, but it isn't what you think it is. Everybody doesn't have a Texas drawl. You hear it every once in a while. You can tell the people that have lived in Texas all their lives and go back generations and stuff like that. But yeah, I love everything about this place. There isn't anything that I can point to that say, yeah, I wish this was different about Waco. It's a great little town. I mean, it's a city. There's 200,000 or some odd people here, but it still kind of has that small town feel. But the people are so nice. I knew you weren't from Texas with your New York accent. Yeah, I'm sure people know that here too about me. I mean, I haven't been. Everybody knows I'm from California, and they tease me about that a little bit, but it's all in good fun. Is the population in Waco growing? Oh, absolutely. It's kind of you know sprawling out in all directions. 50 years from now, maybe an entirely different place, but I probably won't be here in 50 years, so I'm happy with it the way it is. I do still like the fact that I still like the fact that you can drive 20 minutes in any direction and be out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, well, I mean, I lived in California all my life, so I guess there's a little bit of California in me, but not enough for me to want to stay there. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anyone be rude to me because I was from California. I think the rudest anybody ever was one time I went to get my hair cut, and the guy found out I was from California, and he basically said, "I hope you didn't bring any of that California political nonsense with you." And it's like, no, I left California because I didn't like that California political nonsense. Yeah, yeah. Texas and Florida are definitely gaining population at the expense of like California and New York, because those states are losing population. I think California lost one or two House seats last time from all the people that are fleeing, and I think Texas gained a couple. People just don't like that nonsense. Yeah, yeah, I've seen that meme about Newsom being the U-Haul sales employee of the month. I've also heard there, when if you get a U-Haul to move to Texas, they're charging you more because there's so many people leaving California to go to Texas that they gotta account how do you get all those trucks back, and so they gotta hire somebody to drive those trucks back. You have your ashes tossed at the Hollywood sign. Okay, I guess that's something that people do. California is talking about wanting to tax people that have left the state. It's like, there's no way. I left the state to avoid California taxes, in part. I'm not sure how constitutional that would be, but being willing to do unconstitutional things has never been something that California shied away from. So I wouldn't blame them for trying. I'm not sure how much success they'll have at it though. I can't imagine that the Greg Abbott would put up with that. And same with DeSantis. The problem isn't that California, doesn't tax enough. The problem is that California spends too much. You got a bucket list. Yeah, okay, I get that. I mean, I've been to the Hollywood sign. I think I guess I can understand that. Jordan used to take Jaw up to a dog park right at the foot of the Hollywood sign all the time, and I have been up there a couple times. I don't know if Abbott really has the desire to run for president. I'm hearing a lot of talk about DeSantis, and I think he'd be good. But you know that the media and the Democrats will turn DeSantis into Hitler if he tries. I mean, they're already trying to destroy him. But I think what a lot of people admire about him is the same thing they admire about Trump. He hits back. You attack him, he'll attack right back. And I think maybe DeSantis would maybe even be better than Trump because Trump can be a little crude sometimes and overdo it a little bit. DeSantis is a little bit more polished, I think. But that's what needs to happen. You gotta stop getting politicians like Bush and the likes that curl up in the fetal position every time they're attacked. Yeah, California's changed a lot since 2001, John. Yeah, I do. I enjoyed the crude too. Say what think what you want about Trump. He made me laugh because that I think one of the things that he did is he turned what the Democrats did back on them. Democrats, they say they don't like Trump because he's crude. No, they don't like Trump because he fights back and because he's effective and because he keeps his promises. The only thing that would be bad about DeSantis running for president is he wouldn't be governor of Florida anymore. Yeah, I agree with you, Janine. The political correctness is neither political nor correct. Yeah, Sacramento is still a pretty nice place. San Francisco, that's a whole different thing. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to go within 100 miles of that place. And when I was there last spring, in California last spring, in terms of LA, was the same thing. I didn't want to go to LA. The worst I did was just drive through it. I couldn't get out of it fast enough. But it was weird. I felt this weird um, sense of dread when I entered the state, and that sense of dread didn't leave and didn't dissipate until I left. Chinatown was nice in San Francisco, but I don't know if that's been corrupted by all the other problems in that state in that city. Yeah, I agree with you, Janine. And I hate holding my tongue on things. Yeah, well, that's YouTube for you. We need an Elon Musk to buy a YouTube and Facebook and turn those back into free speech things, free speech platforms. Yeah, that would probably help California a little bit, would be to divide it up into parts. Yeah, I agree. California's been on a downward slide for a long time. All in the Family is going to be on MeTV. Okay, that was a funny show. Definitely a show that couldn't get made today. Or Sanford and Sons, or just about anything. A Team. Can you imagine the A Team being made today? Guys that go around solving problem with guns. All right, one down. Bye. And here he comes. You can come up and visit, huh? You know you wanna. Meow, meow. Yep, there he is. Yeah, that's usually the first thing I do after a live stream. But I got to do what I got to do to keep the voice going here. I don't usually. I'm not usually much of a talker. Yeah, I guess I've heard a little bit about that case. I mean, everything everyone's talking about right now is that black guy that got beaten to death by the police in, I don't know, what state was that? Somewhere around here. He found the brush and now he doesn't even need me. Except to get me to open the jar so you get at the kitty treats, right? Yeah. Oh, we got another comment that's been hidden here. Let's see what. I guess either George Floyd or the cops triggered YouTube here. So yeah, I don't know. Tell me what you think. Well, I mean, this case was actually more like Rodney King than anything else. But see, the problem is, there's bad individuals in every group, but when you try and paint everybody as being like the bad individuals, then that's where you run into problems like this. Well, my understanding is the guy was just reckless driving, but I mean that doesn't warrant a death sentence. But that was a really horrific case. If you've seen that video, there was no excuse for that. Well, you look at the video, there was no attempt at all to de-escalate the situation. Every step of the way, the police escalated it, made it worse and worse and worse. Yeah, I guess that's how they say. Let's see if we got any rain approaching now here. There's a little cell coming this way, but I don't think it's going to do much, if anything. another quiet mark at a 15-minute mark here. So you're watching back playback. There'll probably be an ad right there. Funny how that all works. You guys we just got this all worked out perfectly here. You get quiet for at just the right moments. Perfect place for an ad. When I got up this morning, I was looking at the stats for yesterday's video, the one that went up last night, which I guess was me putting the dirt over the leaf waste. And that video in 13 hours had almost 1,000 views, which is completely unheard of. Usually in the first 12 or 13 hours, it's maybe two or 300 videos or 2 or 300 views. So that was kind of weird. I never understand to this day what it is that, you know, I have to do to get YouTube to push a video, because that video just, it seems like any other video, but it doesn't go private before I sign off. It goes private after I end the video. But if there's little delays in the stream, you may find that it goes private. You may be not actually watching this live. It may be 1 or 2 minutes delayed if you're having little lags in the video or something like that. And so what happens is I always make the videos go private when I finish them. And so if you get to the end of it, or you're getting to the end of it, like approaching the 2 hour mark, and it suddenly goes private, it's because that's what I did, and you were probably a couple minutes behind. But I always let it go private for a couple hours to allow YouTube to do all its processing and stuff like that, so that you get a quality stream up when you watch. But yeah, that's probably what's happening is you were a couple minutes behind, and I ended the video and then made it go private. Yeah, because I mean, some might say it's just what I call the video, but it was just, I think the video was just called, preparing the garden for the spring or something like that. And all it was just me, going out and buying 20 bags of dirt and putting it in the yard. So I don't know. It's weird. YouTube just pushes certain things, I think. But it's a average video if I get 500 or 600 views total on it. And when I got up this morning, that one had over 900 views in just the first 13 hours. So I don't know. Let's see where it is now if I can figure that out. Hey, apparently I'm doing a live stream. News to me. Yeah, 927 views in the first 16 hours compared to the enchilada video I did 2 days ago that had 608 views. And Flash Eating Grapes has 450 views. It's just weird how that happens. I don't know. Sometimes they push something and sometimes they don't. Going to lose Gene. Got to go to church. I think we lose you about this time every week. So have a good church service, Gene. See you next week. I haven't heard that about speeding up composting by adding sugar. I guess that doesn't totally surprise me, that because a lot of the composting occurs when insects get in there, and I guess the sugar would attract the insects. How does YouTube push a video? Well, they'll promote it, they'll recommend it to people. And, I don't know, I don't get much of an idea of how much of the videos, are watched by my subscribers versus people who watch them because they aren't subscribers and they hear about it because YouTube recommended it. Good morning, Yvonne. Oh, I can't complain. We're doing maintenance cycle at work right now, so my days off are really weird. I'm going to be working all week this week, Monday through Friday, but just 8 hours a day. And then I'm off Saturdays and Sundays, and then we're going to do the same thing again next week. And next week is going to be a 6 day week because it'll be Monday through Friday. Plus, we're going to begin starting up the machines on Saturday. So yeah, busy, busy. That's what happens. No rain yet. Is it still coming in? Yeah, it looks like that little cell is going to pass right past us or go a little north of us. Too bad. It's funny, I'm looking at it. There's a stream of rain that's going north of us, and there's a stream of rain that's going south of us, and I'm right in the middle. Hey, Susan's here too. All right, everybody's popping in all of a sudden here. You like the garden video? Yeah, apparently that's the YouTube pushed that one because that's got like twice as many views in the first 16 hours as my videos usually have at that point. More snow in Flagstaff, huh? All right. I don't know. I'm sure they won't be fully um, you know disintegrated, to use your word, um, but they'll be well on their way and they'll turn into some good leaf soil. You retired early. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about retiring at this point. If I were going to interview George Bush, how would I go about it? I'd probably try and contact him through the internet. Jordan thinks I could pull it off, and he's probably right. Considering that we both live down here, right, kind of in the same area. And kind of, my take is I probably wouldn't even want to talk politics. I just want to talk about what's going on in his life. What he's doing now. I know he's been painting a lot, and he's got that ranch. And he likes to go bicycling. So get my bike all ready to go here. Bring that down and go biking around the ranch. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. In terms of that's what we talk about. I don't really want to talk about politics because he and I are not exactly on the same page. He's not a fan of our past president, and I am. But it's definitely one that would probably get some views. It's also probably one that will lose me some subscribers. You know, when I did that interview with Alan West about a year ago, yeah, I lost a lot of subscribers on that. There's some people that are just they are completely intolerant of anybody that doesn't, think the same way they do. And if you talk about a Republican and don't refer to him as Hitler or a fascist, then they don't want anything to do with you. But you know what? I'm not really interested in people that are that close-minded anyway. Sometimes you got to just do stuff like that to shake out the losers. So it definitely won't get me to not do future political vlogs like that. Susan will subscribe twice. Awesome. Yeah, I do try and stay neutral on politics. I mean, if you know me, you know I have very strong political views, and I let them out a little bit too when we get on the live streams. I mean, heck, if that's not a political opinion, I don't know what is. But I do kind of realize that politics is kind of a polarizing thing, so I tend to generally stay away from that. Well, the thing is, Bush wasn't even from Texas. LBJ was. Bush is just kind of like me. He became a Texan. That you'll be surprised how many people, Susan, believe that, and they feel that you know they want to hear their opinion come out of your mouth. It's like I ain't doing that. No, I don't like LBJ enough that I wouldn't do that. The guy was a racist. I don't want anything to do with that. I do have my standards. Yeah, and you're right. It is my channel. I do have that right to have my own opinion, but I also want people to watch, and I don't want to turn off people by being so political all the time. I am a very political person. I have very strong points of view on political matters, but I want you to watch, and I don't want to be driving people away intentionally. Like I said, I'll do it occasionally just because if there's people out there that are so close-minded that they can't stand hearing an opposing viewpoint, you know what? I don't really want them, watching me anyway. So, like I said, sometimes you got to just shake the losers out. I mean, there's a number of just political cues just in the background of the video there, that's a little metal sign promoting the NRA. That's a "Don't Tread on Me" sign. Of course, I got the Texas flag behind me. These are a couple of promotional posters promoting the movie Atlas Shrugged, the three-part Atlas Shrugged movies. So, I mean, that's there. I got more NRA stuff on the wall up behind me. So, I mean, it's hardly a secret, but kind of windy out there. I can hear the wind chimes blowing around. I don't think I'd run for federal office. I do have to admit I've thought about running for something local. Can you imagine that? That would be a really interesting thing to do. Try and get on the city council in Waco or school board or something like that. Wreck for the heck of it. Yeah. Oh, I ain't apologizing. No way. No, I'm happy with Abbott. He's a good governor, and I don't think I'd even want to go for something that big. Happy Sunday to you, Kimberly, and to all of you. How about a food critic? I'm already that. Yeah, I'm kind of with you too, Yvonne. Although I'm generally not, uh, you know, into men. That's just me. Yeah, it was actually a good movie. Like I just watched it like a week ago. I just kind of binge watch it and watch the whole thing. The thing I didn't like about the movie is they had different actors playing the same roles in each of the movies. I wish it had been, the same actor. They kept having to reintroduce the character. It's like, yeah, this is Dagny Taggart. This is Hank Reardon. This is uh, Francis D'Ancona. Atlas Shrugged is the movie we're talking about, based on the book by Ayn Rand. I've got the book too. See, that's what those three things are above the frame there. Is they sold these limited edition promotional things for each of the movies, and if you look at them closely, it's got images from the movie, but there's also each one of them has six uh, film cells. So you hold it up to the light and you can see cells from the movie. Yeah, definitely worth a look. It really shows a lot of what it was supposed to be fiction, but so much of it is like what's going on right now. It's a long read because it's the book is probably about 1,000 pages long. It's one you definitely have to invest the time in. I gotta admit, I was never really into the Godfather series. I've seen it. I think I saw the first one, but just never got into it that much. Yeah, you never saw him either. Yeah. I mean, I know it was a big thing, and people think it's like, one of the best movies ever. I mean, it's on a lot of people's, top 10 lists. I never was into it. The trailer with the horse head puts you off. Yeah, See, and that wasn't really my problem with it. I thought it was paced poorly. It was slow. Wasn't really into it. But I mean, there's a lot of movies out there that people put on their top 10 list that I'm not really into. It's just one of those things that happens. Sometimes, you're into different things. Sorry, I'm kind of still trying to watch the weather here, see if we're going to get anything. I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of rain out of this one. How many Stephen King movies do I have? Quite a few, actually. Um, I've got Carrie, that's a good one. I've got, a lot of people don't know this, but The Green Mile is Stephen King. That's a great movie. If you've never seen that, I've got Salem's Lot, I've got The Dead Zone, I've got uh, Night Shift, or was it Graveyard Shift? Never really was into that one. Silver Bullet, I have that one. That was what I was thinking about earlier. We were talking about Stephen King movies. Somebody mentioned that one of the actors from the Salem's Lot TV series passed away a while ago, and that was I was thinking that was the one. No, but that was about vampires. The Silver Bullet was the one about um, um, uh, werewolves. Sorry, vapor locked there for a minute. Another one that people don't necessarily think of as Stephen King, The Shawshank Redemption, was actually a book by Stephen King called Rita Hayworth and The Shawshank Redemption. So those are good movies. One of my favorite Stephen King book of all time was The Stand. I don't know if anyone ever saw that movie. Well, there was a mini series about 20 years ago, and I have that, and that's really really good. A lot of great actors and actresses in there. That was the first time I'd ever seen what's his name? Just thinking about it a second ago. But Ray Walston's in it. Molly Ringwald is in it. Um, Matt Frewer from Max Headroom was in it. He was Trash Can Man. He was awesome in that. Tommy Knockers. The movie sucked. You're right. The book is excellent. I think that's probably my second favorite Stephen King book. But yeah, I saw the movie too. It was horrible. Oh, we talked about food a little earlier, but you're right. We haven't really gone off into that subject a whole lot. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of Stephen King movies. Like I said, I have a pretty sizable Stephen King book collection. Haven't really been into them lately, but some of my favorite horror movies were his. He had a collection of short stories called Night Shift, and one of them was called Battleground, and that was it was probably 20 pages, and it's a story about a guy who's a hitman who's coming back from a job, and there's this package outside his door in his apartment, and he thinks it's a bomb, so he's being really cautious about it. But he accidentally knocks it over, and it's filled with little toy soldiers. But these toy soldiers are alive, and they start going after him. And at the end, they end up nuking the hotel he's in. I always thought I think somebody said that was made into a movie, but I always thought that was a great story. Yeah, I heard he didn't like The Shining. Shining, I mean, it was a great role for what's his name? I think it was one of his best. But yeah, he would definitely Nicholson. Thank you, Jack Nicholson. Sometimes I lock on people's names, like I was locking on the guy who it was the first time I'd seen him. He was the guy who played Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump. I'm locked on his name right now too. Thinner was a great book. Yeah, I like Thinner. I think there was a movie on that too, and I didn't like the movie. But Carrie is a great movie. You know, that's I can't imagine that movie without Sissy Spacek. She was amazing. She is Carrie. There's no doubt. Christine, yeah, I saw Christine. I don't have that in my collection. It was an okay movie. You're more Anne Rice than Stephen King. Yeah, see, I was really heavy into Stephen King. Actually, the first Stephen King book I ever had, I found. I was like walking home from school one day, and it was just sitting on the ground. And I took it and I read it. It's like, wow, that was a great story. And then I saw the movie, and I liked the movie, and it just kind of went from there. Yeah, I know. Maybe it was my destiny. I was such a Stephen King fan that for years after I stopped reading him, people kept getting me Stephen King books. So, you know, I've got a whole bunch of Stephen King books I've never even read, just because at that point I got done, you know, with the fiction. I was more into like politics and stuff like that. What will I be planting in the spring? I don't know yet. Yeah, I assume you mean for the garden. I didn't have a really good year with tomatoes this year. I was really disappointed in that. The only thing that was really successful this year was the okra. And I probably won't do okra again. I'm not into okra enough where I want to have, you know, have some of it. You know, I like tomatoes. And if I get tomatoes to grow, they grew well the first year, but I didn't get a good crop last year, or well, this past year. And I didn't get much of a crop this year of jalapenos and serrano peppers either. So cucumbers, maybe. I guess I'm just going to kind of see what they have. Watermelon would be great. I love watermelon. Green beans, yeah, that'd be an option. I thought of corn too. Have to turn one of those whole planters into corn though if I'm going to do that. They're such big plants. I mean, the plants themselves grew like crazy, but I just didn't get much of a crop. And I think it was just because it was kind of a weird summer. Yeah, there wouldn't be any problem having to freeze corn. No, I love corn so much that, you know, it wouldn't last long. How about the beds next to the house? I don't know yet. Um, they really got pummeled in the freeze a couple weeks ago. So, you know, I'm going to have to maybe try and find something um, that, you know, would hold up in the freeze better. It's going to deal with the cold better. Well, the only place I really have good sun is where the garden is, where the garden beds are. You know, the one in the back corner of the yard, the one next to the house, it's under trees. So, you know, that was I think part of the reason the okra did so well is because It's a sun-loving plant. But yeah, watermelon would be great. I would definitely love some watermelon. Maybe some carrots. I like carrots. No, it wasn't that it didn't taste good. It's just I'm not into it enough where I needed a harvest the way I got. It's sort of an acquired taste because it's kind of got a slimy consistency inside. The carrots would be a good choice. But once again, there probably wouldn't be a need to freeze them because I like carrots. I'll just eat them right out of the ground. I have sort of been thinking in my head of building a greenhouse around the garden. That would definitely turn into a series of vlogs. Kind of have to design that though, and I haven't really put enough time into that yet. Will I be doing an Instant Pot vlog today? Probably not. No, I got like two things I'm thinking of. And maybe just kind of depending on what the weather does. If we can get past this rain, because one of them is an outdoor vlog, one of them is an indoor vlog, and neither of them are cooking. There probably will be more cooking vlogs in the near future, though, just because, like I said, we're in a maintenance cycle at work, so I'm working more days, not really having days off that much for the next couple of weeks. But they're shorter days. It isn't 12 and a half hour days like my normal work days. It's I'll be off by 3:30, and so if it's something I can do quickly in the afternoon when I get home, then that's kind of what will be over the next few weeks. And cooking vlogs are something that I can usually throw together in an hour or two. You can make a pot roast tonight. That sounds good. Yeah, I like a pot roast. I don't know if she's as into hers as I am into mine. She uses a little bit for steaming vegetables, but she's a little timid when it comes to technology. And so I think she's a little afraid of the thing. Now I know she does cook veggies from time to time, but be going beyond that, I don't think she's done anything with it. She's definitely nowhere near where I am. I love that thing. I love my Instant Pot. It's probably the most used kitchen appliance I have over the microwave. Zucchini and spuds, yeah, that sounds good. I mean, I use my Instant Pot a lot for veggies. Don't get me wrong, I do that too, but you know, I do other things in the Instant Pot too because it's such a versatile tool. I have a convection oven. I don't have an air fryer. Um, don't know if I'd ever consider getting one. I've got so many kitchen appliances right now that I don't really have room for anything else. So, but like I said, I love my Instant Pot. And I use my convection oven quite a bit. Yeah, but see, mine is just a convection oven. It's not an air fryer. Everyone keeps saying I need to get one, but and everyone I talk to says they love theirs. Yours sits on the counter, huh? Yeah, I'm trying to keep the counter space open. That's, I could put all sorts of things on the counter, but I just don't really want to do that. Don't want to clutter up the counter. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I could do something like that, but I don't know. Right now, I'm happy, like I said, with my Instant Pot. Yeah, I like quadrupled the counter space I had in the kitchen in California because it wasn't really that much. It was, you know, a reasonable section in front of with the, next to the sink, and then there was a small section on between the range and the refrigerator. But I built a table like this thing here, uh, two of them actually. One of them to increase counter space, and one of them is actually a replacement for the kitchen table. Kind of made it a bar table type thing. And so I had mega counter space in the kitchen there. Is there a GoFundMe for Jordan's friend? I don't know. That would be a good question to ask Jordan, because that's not gonna be cheap what he's gonna have to go through over the next few months. Jordan has a friend named Will that he met during his baseball days. Not that he was a baseball player, but he was at one point for a few years there. He was going to a lot of baseball games, going to see the Dodgers, and he met a guy named Will, who and Will's son Deuce, who kind of became Jordan's friends. And I guess Will discovered he had stage 2 cancer a couple of weeks ago or a week or so ago. And it was like, what, on his kidney and his liver or something like that. And basically, the doctor said that if they didn't start fighting it immediately, this guy was going to be dead in 2 weeks. So Jordan did a vlog on that a couple of days ago where he told a story. He was basically traveling to be with Will at that time. Like I said, Jordan did a video on it about 4 days ago. Check it out for more information. Yeah, Will was a friend of Jordan in California. I don't think Will lives in California. I think he moved to one of the southern states. Jordan said it in the video, but I don't remember which one it was. It was sad though. Will was a great guy. Well, is a great guy. I'm not gonna write him off yet. And I really feel sorry for Deuce because Deuce is a great kid. He was probably 3 or 4 years old when I knew him, so he's probably maybe 8 or 10 now. So Arkansas, is that what? Yeah, I guess it was something down there. Yeah, yeah. Will can definitely use your prayers right now. Will is a very religious person, so I know he'll appreciate that. And I know Jordan was asking for prayers at the time, when he did his videos, so I'm sure he'll appreciate it here too. Hi, Jeff. Yeah, I saw you pop in here, but we were talking about Will at the time, and so I'm sure Jordan will appreciate that you're praying for Will. And Jordan did a live stream last night. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to see it because I only heard in the aftermath. Yeah, we definitely need a miracle in this case. Yeah, appreciate that from all of you. Because like I said, Will, Jordan said in the video that Will's a really nice guy. And yeah, I've met Will a couple times. I've met Deuce a few times, and both of them are really great people. So if anyone deserves a miracle, it's Will and his son Deuce. Almost done with the video. I'm not halfway through my second glass yet. I gotta catch up a little bit. Oh, you had dinner on the church grounds today? Okay. Well, that explains why we didn't hear from you earlier. We were talking a little bit. It's like, yeah, well, Jeff usually checks in, they were saying, wondering if you can have steak. And I said, well, no, he had steak last week. It'll probably be something today, something different today. You're busy feeding your face. That's how that works. You thought it seemed a little less buzzed. Yeah, that dihydrogen monoxide really catches up with you. Didn't want to upset anyone by not trying the dish they brought. That, yeah, that's you got to do that. You got to be the diplomat. Thanks for stopping in, Susan. Yeah, we're almost done here. We'll go for a couple more minutes and then that's it. Then you'll just have to wait till next week. Dihydrogen monoxide. With bated breath. You like yours brewed with tea? Yeah, that's one way of doing it. Had coffee, but tea sounds good. Maybe later. Yeah, well, got to do what you got to do. Oh, you moved to Houston. All right. I think you'll sew today. Yeah, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. It's going to depend, I think, on what the weather does. The tornadoes were on the east side of the state, so they were 100 miles or so away. We got a little rain from that storm, but that was about it. It was kind of a gentle rain. It rained for, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 hours. I think we got a little less than an inch. So, yeah, a few hundred miles away. but that's always something you gotta deal with here. You generally have a warning though that it's coming, so that's a good thing. And I'm prepared for it. The place I work has a tornado shelter. I got one here, so we're good to go. You recall or about a year and a half ago, and when we had the tornado warning here, and I was just out in the middle of it, filming it, making a vlog. Yeah, well, maybe the neighbor will move away, or maybe it was just a weird thing. Maybe they were just having a party or something. See, I don't have any problem with that. I don't have a problem with any of my neighbors here. They're all really nice people. Anyway, I think we've hit the end of the live stream for now, so I'm going to pull the plug on this one. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Remember to keep Will in your prayers and Deuce in your prayers, because they really need that right now. And other than that, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next week. Good night.